Next question. Kathy asks, on your RFC, how does the judge determine what your limitations are? Um, I guess a better way to get into that is just if you could explain RFC and how that, when someone fills out any kind of forms or any kind of verbal call it testimony that they give, how does that actually, like, what is the whole RFC thing? How does a judge make a decision based on that?
Sure. They have to. I mean, as a claimant, you have to have an RFC, which stands for residual functional capacity. Basically, after your impairments, what are you still able to do? What's your residual functional capacity? What can you do, even though you've got these limitations? And are the limitations high enough to where you're disabled? And that's basically what the RFC does. But the way that they come about to an RFC is really there's only two ways they go about it, and that is, what do the medical records show? And that's the most important thing. What do your medical records show?
Yeah.
Okay, I've got severe degenerative disc disease in my lumbar sacral spine at L4, L5, and S1. And those are just your vertebrae.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's medical records. It's objective. Nobody can disagree with that. I mean, there it is. Okay, well, then I fell out of form. I can't be on my feet for more than 10 minutes at a time. And sitting in a work position like I'm sitting right now, my feet flat on the floor, I'm bent at the waist like I'm at a desk or I'm typing on a keyboard. I can't do that for more than a few minutes at a time. That's going to impact your RFC, your residual functional capacity. So you got this low back problem, and it impacts your ability to stand and walk, and it impacts your ability to sit. Well, guess what? There are only two bodily positions that you can work in, and that is on your feet or on your butt, sitting down. So that's going to impact you. And what's going to happen is an adjudicator, sometimes a doctor, but not always, but an adjudicator is going to say, okay, well, this degenerative disc disease that's severe at those lower levels, there's no way that they could be on their feet. So I'm going to say that, a few minutes at a time throughout a work day, 2 hours. 8-hour work day, if you add it all up, not at one time, but I'll add it all up, it's 2 hours. And sitting down, if they took breaks and they worked it out and they were able to squirm and do that, we're going to say they could probably do that for 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, a residual functional capacity evaluation also has how much can you lift or carry. Well, with that problem, that low back problem, they should not be lifting anything heavy. I would say maximum 10 pounds. So now you have an RFC. What is lifting, carrying, 10 pounds,
Right.
Standing and walking, 2 hours, sitting, 4 hours. Well, sitting, standing, and walking have to equal 8 hours, or else you're disabled within the meaning of the law.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a certain age, and let's say that you could sit for 2 hours, or sit for 6 hours, basically, but you could only be on your feet for 2 hours, well, that would probably limit you to a desk job. That's called a sedentary RFC. And that's what they have. They have strength levels. So a sedentary RFC, a light RFC, which is a little bit higher, like a cashier, a sewing machine operator, medium RFC, over-the-road truck driver, forklift operator, and then heavy RFC, construction worker.
So heavy is like you're doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, heavy's you're lifting up to 100 pounds.
Yeah.
And then there's very heavy, and that can be like a concrete worker or
A professional wrestler.
yeah. It's if you've got a very heavy past job, it's you've done some serious manual labor. But the RFC, basically, they marry that with what you say on your forms. Well, I can only be on my feet for a few minutes at a time. I can only lift about 5 or 10 pounds. There are other things. They're called non-exertional limitations, but lifting, carrying, standing, walking, and sitting, those are all what are exertional limitations. Non-exertional limitations would be your posturals. Can you bend? Can you stoop? Can you balance? Can you crouch? Can you kneel? Can you crawl? Manipulative restrictions. Can you fine manipulation is buttoning, using a pen. Gross manipulation would be lifting a box, And all these things have limitations on it, and it comes from your medical records, and comes from what you tell Social Security you can or cannot do. Mental health limitations are all non-exertional limitations. But
concentration.
How long can you concentrate? Stay on task. Finish things through to the end. Get along with others.
Mm-hmm.
Others get along with you. Can you respond to changes in the workplace? There are always changes in the workplace. Some of them are very mild and gradual, and some of them are your boss peeks his head over the the cubicle wall and he says, I need you to do this and I need to do it now. We got a customer that's irate. Okay, it's a quick change, and can you handle that kind of stuff? So that will be in your medical records and the things that you say in the forms that you complete. So that is an RFC, residual functional capacity. And Social Security, they use it at every single level. The initial level, recon level, hearing level with the judge. Judge was the one who usually comes up with the RFC. Medical doctors or psychologists or psychiatrists at the lower levels. And then the appeals council, they can do it too if they want to. They can come up with one. And then the federal courts, I don't think they mess with that, but they...
A little different.
Yeah, it's a little bit different, but they still use them.
Yeah.
They may not come up with them, but they still use them.
Yep. If you have a question about your disability case, give us a call at 615-453-9151 Monday through Friday, or click the link in the description of this video.